friends, so I am doing today's mixed media video, and this is for the February mixed media kit. I don't think that we've even posted pictures on Scarlet Lime, and mainly the reason why is because it is such a new product from American Crafts, Dear Lizzy, and another, what was the other company? I think it was Pebbles, that we couldn't even get pictures of it just because the product arrived right before we shipped it out. So we haven't had time to take pictures and post them on the web, and now you're getting them anyways. So anyways, this is the kit. Yay. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it today. First of all, I'm using a 10 by 10 canvas. I'm also going to use some book paper, and I might use some odds and ends, but again, that's just kind of what we do every month. So I'm going to take the kit out. Should have done this beforehand. It's kind of loud. But what you got in your kit this month, it's kind of random. You're probably like going, what is this stuff? So you've got some glitter from American Crafts, and it's this gorgeous, it's some of their new glitter line. They have this new glitter line called Wow. Anyways, it's really cute. The She Art Unity stamp that I did with them called Stitch Daffodil, and we don't have it in our store, so you got it in your kit if you are a kit member. We'll add them to our store later, but I wanted the kit people to just have them first. And then we have these fun little new, they're called Whittles, but they're just clothespins from American Crafts. From Crepe Paper, these fun little buttons that we're going to use for flowers. Alphabets from Pebbles. And then two sheets. One sheet is vellum, and one sheet is this new paper by Dear Lizzy, and it's like stitched crepe paper. It's really cool. And we're going to use it for, we're going to make a scene on our canvas with we're going to do a banner with some flowers and stuff coming at the bottom. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I need to cover my canvas, and we're going to create, like I said, an outdoor scene, and hence that's why we kind of have the glitter. So the first thing I need to do is cover the top half, and I want to do half of it blue and the bottom half green. So that's where this vellum paper comes in. And you could actually just put the vellum paper on just like that if you wanted to, but I'm going to actually cut it up. And do half and half, and obviously that's not half and half, so. And actually I think what I'll do first is I'm going to cover the bottom half of it with pattern paper. I mean book paper, so you just, whatever you want, you can cover the bottom of it with whatever. If you have green pattern paper, you can do the bottom of it in that. I'm just going to do book paper because we're going to end up covering it with glitter and stuff and paint. So I'm just going to come on here and Mod Decoupage, and I'm using Decoupage from American Crafts to put this on, and I put a coat under and a coat on top. I like Decoupage better than Mod Podge because it just doesn't leave a film. And a fun technique that you can do, especially when you're working with grass, is you can do like strips of paper, kind of like grass in it. So I'm going to start piecing some of that. Kind of breaks it up a little bit and gives it a little more texture down here. And I think I want a little bit of rolling hill, so I'm actually going to come on and do this. Okay, so now that I have that on, I want to put the vellum on, and put a coat of, I'm using totally the wrong brush for this. It's not even funny. I'm going to overlap the two. But the reason why I cut it into sections is I don't want it to look perfect. I mean, I kind of want some variation into the top of it too. So that's why I'm cutting the pieces down. So, there we go. And vellum is going to start to bubble just because that's the nature of it, which totally great actually. It gives like cool texture, so you just take your fingers in there and just work in all of that kind of bubbling, and it seals it in, and then of course when you dry it, it's going to too. But, so I am going to dry this really fast. I don't know if you can see that. See how it's starting to bubble? So stinking cool. Okay, so I'm going to dry this really fast, and when we come back, we are going to add some stuff to it. Okay, it's dry now. I did want to show you, like, this, don't be alarmed. The vellum, seriously, it almost like it melts with that glue. And I don't know if you can see that, but see, like, that is totally what we want. That's the nature of vellum. It's going to kind of melt and crease like that, but it actually creates this really awesome texture on the canvas. So I love it. I'm happy with it. So what I want to do is add a teeny bit of color though to this. And I'm going to grab some blue paint. So I just want to add some paint to it just to give it some color. And what I'll do is, I'm doing this technique and I've showed you before. I'm going to put some paint up there in the corner, and then I'm just going to take, I just take the packaging from my canvas actually, and I'm just going to spread it around a little bit. Now you're going to see how stinking cool that is. When I start to pull that paint across that vellum, it actually only picks up pretty much all of those little fun like wrinkles that I have in it. So pretty cool actually. And then we need to paint the sides. You know, the funny thing about those paint dabbers is they're meant to just be able to use it without a paintbrush, and I still use my dang finger. Oh, yay, Christy. You're funny. So funny. Alright, let's wipe that off. Okay, and now we want to do the bottom, because we're actually going to do glitter on the bottom for the grass, but I do want to add a little bit of color with green onto it. So, but I want I want to keep the transparency of the book paper. So actually, I am going to use Claudine Hellmuth's paints, because her paints are transparent. All of them are except for the white. But this way, and I'm going to get my paper a little bit wet, because this paint's really thick. It's kind of dry. But see how when I put this paint on, and I'll show you up close, it's just basically coloring the paper, but it's not, if this was paint, like acrylic paint, like this paint, when I brush this on here, it would totally just cover the paper up. So that's the cool thing about Claudine's paints, is they are transparent. So I am just covering the sides. And we'll probably add a teeny bit of regular acrylic paint in there too, just to add some color variation. Fun, fun. I'm so in love with how that turned out. And I'm actually going to use a little bit of other colors of blue too in here, just to give it some depth and dimension. Okay, so I'm going to dry this really fast, so when we come back we will add some texture to it. So, got that dry, and I want to add a little more texture, so that's where our stamp's going to come in. And I am going to just lightly put some texture onto the background and down into the grass with the stamp. And this is the Stitch Daffodil stamp. I guess I already told you that. We're going to use it two ways, actually. We're going to use it for texture, and we're going to also actually use the flowers, cut them out and use them. So, just going to get ink onto it. And I think I picked the driest ink pad possible, which is fine, because we just want it for texture. And I'm just going to come in here and just randomly stamp. And that's just going to give us a little bit of texture, so it's not so completely getting paint all over it now. And if you want to go in with some of your other stamps and add some different kinds of texture, you can too. This is the She Art word stamp. So whatever you have, whatever stamps you have laying around. My very favorite one is Painted Punchinella. Let's see if I have it. Oh, and I love this grid stamp, the Distressed Grid. Back in the day, I don't know if you guys remember, but in my first classes I used to talk about these roller stamps. Trying to find them from Unity. They're the little pink roller stamps, and they discontinued them a long time ago. Anyways, that's kind of what the stamp is based off of. It's pretty much, I tried to duplicate that design but make it more distressed. So the distressed one, this is the Distressed Grid of my new stamp. Unity. That's basically what this one is. And then I love the Painted Pumpkinella, which I can't find. That one's one of my favorites too. Anyways, okay, so we have some texture on here. We need to put, I want to use the glitter now down on here. So what I'm going to do is I don't want like the whole thing glittered. I just want highlights of it. So I'm just going to come in here and lightly put some decoupage kind of everywhere, like here and there, onto the canvas. And then I'm going to come in here and just sprinkle the glitter on. And I am not necessarily always a glitter person, but when I saw this glitter, I'm like, this stuff is dang cute. So, and then I'm just going to shake it off, and I'm going to do it off here, off of my, I hear it shaking it. But that's just going to give it, like, kind of a fun little glitter sheen to it. So, it's not, like, completely on it, but somewhat on there. Okay, so the next step is to create the wire. I'm gonna actually paint that on or draw it on with a pen. But we are going to make little a little banner. So that's where this paper comes into play. So I am just gonna cut out of this paper like a V. So I'm gonna actually go like this. And I want these two-toned. Oh, that just came off of there. What I'm actually going to do, I actually thought this paper was like stuck to this, and I guess it's not apparently. Which makes me actually think we could use it for some other stuff besides this. In fact, yeah, no, it's too late. I already glued that on there. Okay, let's put this back. I thought all this was stuck down. Oh, it is. I think that piece. Sorry. This is paper that I saw, brand new paper. Never used it before. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and I'm going to start with a different piece now that that one's drying. Oh, I get what I'm doing. I'm cutting off the dang glue. Because your glue's right here, and I'm cutting off the glue. That's why it's not working. Okay, we're just going to have to do it this way then. Okay, so I'm just going to create some little triangles. Like that. And I want to do them out of all the different colors. And that's not going to stick on there either because the glue part came off, so we're just going to put it back right there. And now let's do a hot pink one. Okay, so I've got my little banners, and some of them are different sizes. And then I'm going to take my clothespins and I'm going to actually, before I do that, I'm going to draw on my line. So I want my black pen, and actually I want my Faber-Castell black pen, because we know it's permanent. And I'm just going to draw a line from here to here. Just add some fun little doodles into it. And then I'm going to come on here and I'm going to glue down these clothespins with a hot glue gun. And you can put down as many as you want. Just going to kind of put them on here. And I think I want a brown one. Okay, so then we're going to come in here and we are going to just put these in just like this. And you know what actually I'm thinking would be fun? Cut that one down a little bit. It's going to be fun to glitter these. Maybe we'll probably add some texture to them actually. So totally simple. It's got a cute little banner that's going in the sky. Okay, so the next step is to take a bunch of just white sheets of paper, just basic copy paper, and we are going to use our stamp and we're going to create our own pattern paper for it. So I'm going to come in here and I've got orange, I've got yellow, I've got pink, I've got all different colors of permanent ink pads. Green too, I've got blue. So anything, we sell these in our store, there's either Stays On or archival ink, anything that's colored that's permanent you can use. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm just basically creating my own pattern paper. And so I don't even need that big of sections because of what I'm doing with it. So that's good enough for that. And then I just want to make sure I get all of the excess of that color off. You can even use a baby wipe, but this dries, and once it dries it's permanent. So then I'll do yellow. So I'm just going to make a bunch of different of these so you don't have to sit here and watch me. But when I come back we'll make some flowers that we're going to finish the canvas with. So. Okay, so I have stamped a few different sheets of that. You can see they're not perfect. I just tried to get a lot of good design into there, lots of layers. So what I'm going to do now is I want to create some flowers with them. And I'm going to show you a really fun technique to do that. And it's super, super simple. So basically I'm just going to take a strip of paper like this and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit and maybe move all the rest of these out of the way. And you're just going to put a bead of glue along the bottom of your paper, and then you're just going to basically fold your paper into each other. And you got to work fast because if you're using a low temp glue gun it dries fast. And you're just going to go around in a circle like that. And it's not always perfect. And then basically you're going to have the two ends meet, overlap each other, just like that. But then you have this fun little kind of circle. I don't know if you can see that very well. So that's what I'm going to do for the outside of my flower. And if I wanted to come back in and stamp like here, there's some texture missing on it, which actually doesn't bother me. Oh, that's no orange. Nice. But, so now I want to do the center part of it, and the center part of it I'm going to do different. I'm actually going to come in here, I want red. And I'm just going to cut a circle out of here, and I'm just going to scrunch it up. Stick it in the middle so that I have a pleated design on the outside and then just a scrunched kind of design on the inside, which is kind of fun. And then I'm going to take one of my buttons from my button pack, and you have a ton of them. I'm just going to glue that into the center of the red of the scrunched flower, and then glue this down here, and then I've created a flower that we're going to actually come back on here and stick onto our canvas onto the bottom half of this. So I'm going to make a bunch of these. I'm going to since we're time limits on YouTube, can't show everything. So I'm going to do that exact same technique again with another sheet of paper. I'm just going to come in here, create a strip, and start that process all over again. So when we come back, we will put finish our canvas off by putting them onto the canvas. Okay, so I have made some flowers here, and then I also just have some buttons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come onto here, and I am going to simply hot glue them onto canvas. So I'm just going to come on here and glue them on. Just like this. And then I actually wanted to alter some buttons in here, like just plain buttons too, for flowers, so I'm doing that too. I think I might layer that button because it's going to get lost if I don't. I might layer all these buttons. Cute. Okay. So now what I want to do is create some stems to come down where the flowers are coming off of, and I'm just going to do that with my Faber-Castell pen. I'm just going to come in here and draw them on. And then I can go back in with a pen and define that a little more. And then, actually, I'm going to draw some leaves on the stems too. But I did some green sheets because I wanted to do stems out of these too. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to cut the shape of a stem. And then I'm going to glue them. And I'm just going to kind of crinkle them up just a little bit. And then I'm going to glue them onto the stem too. So we've got dimension up above and dimension below. So just some random. Now it's probably hard to see these because of the glitter, so I'll show you up close in a minute what I'm doing. And I don't need them everywhere. I just want them kind of random here and there. So let me show you up close what I'm talking about. See those little just stems on there? So I'm creating like some dimension. And you can even come in here with your pen and go on the outline of them. And I actually want to add paint to these flowers too. So I'm going to come in here and just add touches of paint. I'm going to do the red on the red, and I will do yellow on yellow, blue on blue, that kind of thing. Because I want to keep the look of it. I just need some paint into it. Let's see, I need yellow. Dark yellow so it shows up. I'll add a little bit of paint to the buttons too. Put some yellow up in here. I'm just adding paint everywhere, aren't I? Okay. Orange, last thing. Need some orange. This paint. It's a little bit thicker, but it's okay. Yeah, it's looking cute. When you start adding all that paint back in there and the texture and stuff onto everything you're doing, it just makes it pop. And that's like the most important thing, I think, is to adding you've got to add paint back to that paper to give it texture. Okay, so now this is where the little teeny alphabets come into play. So then you just take your alphabets, and we are going to just put words onto canvas. And I'm going to do them, actually, I kind of want to do some up in here, so I'm going to do the word fly. And you know what? These are a little big. So I'm actually going to cut them down just a tad. And I'm trying to do smaller words, but you could do bigger words down here. So let's do, I'm going to do the word leap. And again, I'm going to cut these down a little bit. They're too wide for me. What I want to do. So I'm going to put a coat of Mod Podge over those. Help them stick down better. Now you could also, if you wanted to add your own words, you can use words. I just love these little alphabet stickers. I think they're so cute. So I just did fly and leap. We could add a lot more, but I think we'll just use that. And actually, I want 2 different colors. So I'm going to take a little teeny word out of a book paper. It just says moments. And put it up onto that one. So I've got that, and then maybe another book paper. So I've just got some random. And then I see another one that says discovered. So I'm going to use it. Cool. I love it, actually. So then we've just put some words up in here, and it is basically finished. I love how it turned out. I think it's super cute. It's just a fun spring canvas. You could add so much more to it. You could even come on here and you can stamp your, like our, let me find my stamp now. Well, you can take any stamp. I can't find my one that is included in the kit, but you could come in here and stamp any parts of this. So if you wanted to add texture to all of this, you could come in here and do that. So that's it. I could keep playing and adding, but we're going to stop. So that is what you can do this month with the Mixed Media Kit. Totally love the products. Love the glitter, love all of it, so have some fun, get creative, and can't wait to see what you do with your kit. Okay, so I thought I was done. I'm not. I have to tell you, you've got to come back in and you've got to add your own personal touches on it. So I've come back in and you can tell that I've just doodled a little bit. Like even on these little things right here, I want to come back in with my, my doodle pen, and I can do little like scrollies, little X's. I can write words on here. Do that on the canvas too. I just want to add some more texture. I always have to have my own artwork on here. So I'm going to use this pen too. But, so anyways, that's the final step actually. It's going in there with your doodle pen and just adding some doodles, some scallops, whatever you want onto your canvas. And then, can you see all the fun little doodles that I did on there? And then it's done. So that's it.